Hey guys, Rod Morgan here with Hands for War Combat Martial Arts. We're going to look at the Kris today. The Kris, again, comes from Malaysia. I'm not for sure. I believe the Moros may have used it in the southern Philippines. I'm pretty sure they probably did. There was probably a lot of intermixing amongst that, but I know for a fact is a Malaysian weapon, comes from Malaysia. And again, if you want to learn how to use something correctly, you need to go to the source. And the source for me is Harimau Berantai under Jack Offman, Professor Jack Offman from Malaysia. But I also get it through my good friend and brother Keith Groves and his teacher Kevin Taylor, who are both students of Jack Offman. So everybody's kind of I use that term. A lot of people are fascinated with the Kris. I was, because this is what they look like, or at least the ones that are available to us in the United States right now. It's what they look like. This is a cold steel version. They don't even make this anymore. This is actually a very, very nice knife, very solidly built. However, something wrong with it. We wouldn't know because we're not from Malaysia. Again, this is why you have to go to the source. So I brought in my good friend and brother Keith to explain a real Kris, the differences, and how it's used. And we're going to share just a real quick little technique with you. Keith?
So the Kris that we see in Malaysia, the handle is at an odd angle. The ones that you see in the Philippines with the Moros, the handle would be this way, more traditional. So in Malaysia, this is the way the handle goes. And it makes it, when I first held one, I was like, this is weird. How am I supposed to cut with this? How am I supposed to do anything with this? But it looks like a pistol grip and it naturally points. See how easy that is? So that's the reason the handle is in that shape. The Kris itself is actually several weapons in one. We've got the knuckle duster, we've got the machete, we've got the dagger at the very tip, that would be a dagger. We have a dagger here on the side and a hook over here on the other side. They're just represented by the plastic here. But this is really a nasty weapon. Of course, the sheath could also be used as a weapon because it's all wood. So it naturally points at the enemy. When we're standing on, facing off, I may have it here across my heart. As he thrusts, I could use the blade to pass this off to the side. I could use the blade to cut him, reverse. I could use the lanka, grab, and just thrust. Because it's naturally pointed towards my foe. Boom. Done. If he thrusts, and I thrust, and I miss, I have this sharp point here to punch into his neck, and then cut. If I thrust to the other side, and I nick him, you see how this long piece comes out, it cuts right across the throat. Then we could turn it and hook with the other side and pull. It's a devastating weapon when used in the hands of a master. I'm not a master, but I'm a student, and I love the Malaysian Kris. It's a good weapon.
This is a weapon, it's a standalone weapon. Again, there are specific techniques for the weapon, like the karambit. There are specific techniques that are designed around that weapon. It's not just putting it in your hand and doing number 1 and number 2 strikes. Same thing with this. That's not what, there are specific techniques for it. And to learn those, you have to go to the source. You have to go to a Silat master that knows these things, not a grab bag of Silat, if you really and truly want to learn the true art.
So I want to mention as
Yes.
well, the way that you hold the Malaysian Kris is to really choke up on it and put your thumb on the top and your finger underneath. Part of the reason for that, and this is my opinion, I'd have to ask Professor Jack if this is correct or not, but the Kris has a very small tang inside there. So you want to hold that weapon. You can hack with it, but this is primarily a thrusting and a slicing weapon. So if I do go here, I can hack, but I have to hold it up here, not here, so that I can use the force of my hand to hack. But it's going to be a cut, and then into the body. So yes, you can use it as a machete, but you have to hold it correctly. If you're holding it back here and try to hack with it, it'll break the handle. Because it's a rat tail.
Rat tail tang. Okay. But again, like you said, it's made for thrusting.
It's made for thrusting.
It's not made for your traditional 1 and 2 strikes that
And
so many people.
when it's held here, it's naturally in the right place. It's just right there where it needs to be. Once I get that, it's right to the throat. If I get that and I go underneath, then I come here. And again, the controlling hand is on the elbow to prevent them from coming back. They can still push me back for sure, but yeah, you guys got it through trouble.